So, Sam Middleton, you're head winemaker at Mount Mary, a famous and wonderful producer from the Yarra Valley. You're over in London promoting the wines at the moment. It's great to have you in the UK. But I'm curious, why is it that you've come here and chosen to promote your famous sellout wines in this market?
Well, we've got a very good customer base in Australia, which I guess makes it, we want to look after those guys first and foremost, because the mailing list in particular is the thing that the business has been built around, so important. But as a third generation family member and winemaker, I feel like it's our responsibility, or what we can contribute to the brand is building more global exposure for these wines. And along with my sister, who's also third generation, we truly believe that we can and we want to be better represented in the global market and become a true global Australian wine brand.
And you think London's important in that endeavour?
Absolutely. I mean, the UK is such an important market when we talk about global exposure, and we absolutely need presence here in the UK to be a truly global brand.
For a lot of people, when they think about the great wines of the Yarra, they associate them with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, but your icon wine is a Bordeaux blend. Can you tell us a little bit about the role of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot in the Yarra, and why you've chosen to make that your flagship?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question and thing to think about, because when you think about the reputation of the valley and what it was built on in the 70s, it was built on the back of these Bordeaux blends that were so important. I think a lot of that revolves around the fact that the valley floor was the first area of the valley to be planted. We have, over the last 10, 15 years, learned a lot more about sub-regionality of the valley, and as a region are thinking more and more about where certain varieties should be planted in terms of maximising quality. And we've got the Upper Yarra now, which is a fantastic part of the valley for Pinot and Chardonnay. But really, I think the most compelling wines, the most age-worthy wines, the wines that I believe most consistently stand up alongside the best wines of the world, are these Bordeaux blends from the valley when they're planted in the right spots.
Sam, one final thing. Obviously, you make outstanding Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, but the other thing you make is a very good white Bordeaux equivalent. You said a bit like a Grave.
Yep.
Can you tell us a bit about what the ethos is behind that, and what it's like to sell? Because white Bordeaux is hard enough from the original source, let alone from the Yarra Valley.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a blend of Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and Muscadel. We see this wine as quite a unique, quirky expression of these varieties by Australian standards. There's not a lot of people in Australia that barrel ferment these varieties and make this blend in a textural style that we do. And yeah, it's a very small component of what we do. So we only make 400 dozen of this wine a year. It's of the 4 estate wines, it's the smallest blend that we make. And in some ways, it's the least understood of the 4 wines, but the people that have collected it for the last 25, 30 years, they understand how it ages, they understand how it evolves. And we also find that a lot of people in the trade and professionals in the wine industry in Australia go to the Trelet as their favourite wine of the 4 estate wines. And I think that speaks to the uniqueness and its ability to age.
It's a fabulous one. If anyone who hasn't tried it, I thoroughly recommend giving it a go, and it makes you stand apart. Sam, thank you very much. Good to have you in London. I hope you have a good time in the UK.
Thanks a lot. Much appreciated.